Doot. Okay, I see it. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, my audio was being a little weird. I had to reinstall it, which my microphone shows up there, but I don't know. Let me go to YouTube so I can actually see some comments, see who's all hanging out today. And there we are. Oh, gotta wait for my ads. Turn that down. There is Pam. Hello. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't think to talk to myself to make sure the little reader bar was reading. Is it sounding okay or is it too loud? It looks like it's jumping pretty high. Let's turn that down just a wee bit to go into the live chat. How are you doing, Miss Pam? Thanks for hopping on with me today. Hopping. We got some bunnies. They're going to be doing some hopping with us. I got to remember to look there. I keep wanting to look over there like you guys are in my laptop or something. I don't know. It's weird. Alright, so today we're going to need one of my favorite sizes to work with, the A2 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I used the Easter digital stamp set from Crescent Creation and the Stinking Cute digital stamp set from Crescent Creation. I like to print a lot of stuff and then work on it as needed. So in our last live, we used the stuff that was here. And in this live, we're going to work with this little cutie right here. And what you're going to need is a little piece of acetate. This is packaging. You know, something that comes with a plastic window. Cut that right out and you've got really inexpensive packaging. You will need some sort of foam tape. I get mine off of Amazon. It's fairly inexpensive and you get quite a bit for your money. So, and then like a Word program or an editing software to use your digitals. What I did is I took this little skunk and I set him on the page. So that's him right there. And then I found this cute little bunny off of the Easter set. And I put that one right there. And then what I did, okay, is I drew a box. So this right here is a box back there. And then another box in front of it. So if you put two boxes exactly the same and offset them, okay, you can make like a 3D style box. Now, with the boxes offset, what you do is you connect the corners, okay? That's all you do, is you just connect the corners. Now, this box, of course, had a line going through this way. So it's got a line right in there, and then a line that comes down. And all I did was cover it with a little white square. Just cover it up. And oh, I can't. I'm not a moderator. So I can't. Yeah, I can't. Just don't click on him, my friends. Just don't click on him. And hello, Susie in German. Or not German. You're quit reading that one. Okay. And then so I made my box 3D just by making two boxes and connecting the corners and hiding the lines I didn't want. And then for my bow, I put my bow where I wanted it. And then just like a package, I made the band. And all it is was a couple of straight lines. Two lines there. And it's actually a copy, paste, paste, paste. Paste, paste, paste. Okay, so this line is that line there. Okay, all four of those are the same. I fibbed, they're all the same. You can copy and paste. If you connect one, they should all match up. And then your bow right in the middle, and it's just some lines in there. Okay. And the bow, that you can also find on the Easter set. So you can make it any size that you wish. Okay. So for this particular one, stinking cute, Easter, handmade. Okay. It's going to be easy peasy. I'm going to go ahead and cut these little bits off because I'm going to use those in another project. And I'm going to leave myself a good amount of room there because I need to make a border. All right. So today I thought we would pull out some colored pencil and a little bit of lunar paste and have some fun with this. I am going to set this aside because coloring takes a little bit of time, and while we're coloring, we can do our we're going to do our lunar paste so it can dry while we're coloring. And I just grabbed this particular stencil out of my stash. I kind of like the little harlequin kind of pattern going on in the little polka dots. And I'm just going to ink up my little card base. And because this is such a generic, you have a skunk and a rabbit, it could be Christmas, it could be birthday, it could be Easter presents, it could be just a little gift that you buy a friend who likes a specific color, so you can really gear it towards, you know, a specific person, or very generic so you can have a whole bunch ready to go and then just pop on a sentiment. And I'm thinking let's do a little bit of prom queen. We're going to do a little bit of love struck, some pink, red, and Susie is sneaking in while she's at work. I do appreciate it so very, very much. And we are going to do Crown Me. Pinks, red, pink, and purple. I think that's going to be our color palette. So we're going to grab our pink and purple brushes. And I'm going to switch Prom Queen. I'm going to switch you out for a little bit lighter. A little bit lighter. We're going to go with Rosy Cheeks. Because what I'm going to do is we're going to give the whole base a little bit of rosy cheeks. Okay. So I'm just going to ink that up all around the edges. And I'm holding my card shut because I'm inking the card front. I'm not doing a panel over the top. Okay. There we go. Nice, beautiful pinkish color going on there. And then we're going to go into Love Struck. I'm not even going to clean my brush because Love Struck is much brighter. And we're going to do the polka dots in red. Okay, so I'm going to do my smaller bit, and I'm going to pick 3 areas. 1, 2, 3, just like so. You can add more, you can add less. I like to do in groups of 3. And then I'm going to get my Harlequin, and now I'm going to fill in where I have my voids. But I'm not going to do the same. I'm going to twist and turn and get that all filled in. And then I'm going to let it go right over anything else. I'm going to let it go over the polka dots a little bit. Okay. And if I see some that are cut off, I'm just going to line that up and add that in. Maybe a little bit on the corner there. A little bit on this corner there. There we go. Actually, that's kind of straight right there. It's kind of too straight. So I'm just going to kind of match it up. And then just add a little bit to it, just to take off some of the straightness. There we go. So there's our background, three lovely colors. Okay, I am gonna save this because when I go to clean it, I like to clean it over another piece of paper so we can use up all that lovely ink. There is actually not too much on my table, so that's a plus. Let me, grab my rag and clean what little bit is there. We did pretty good, not getting too much on the table. Okay. Now, we're going to grab some lunar paste, and I'm thinking we're going to do a little bit of gold, because gold goes with everything, and which is our slippery when wet. So we're going to come in here, grab that, and actually, you know what? I'm going to do it right over my polka dots. I'm going to add some gold polka dots. So I'm just going to pick a couple of areas. I'm going to get it on the tip of my brush. I'm going to set it and scrape it. Set it and scrape it. And it's always easy to add more, so you don't have to overfill. Okay, you are being a little stinker there. I want a little bit right there. Sorry, something has bugged my nose. So I've got a little bit of gold there. A little bit of, well, I should say yellow, because slippery when wet is, the matching ink pad is yellow. But it's such a beautiful golden color in the lunar paste. So there's a little bit there, and then I really like lunar paste, so we're going to pop a little bit here. Just a couple. And my cat is being bad. My dog let her in. So if we hear crashing and all that fun stuff, that's just the cat. Okay, we're going to set this aside to dry because we don't want to get it all icky. And we do want to clean this because that will dry and be very hard to get off of our stencil. And so what I'm going to do is I'm working on some cards. So I'm going to find one that I think the cleanup will look good on. Okay, and then I'm just gonna clean my palette knife off, and then I'm gonna give it a light little spritz, and then I'm just gonna scrub it like so. Ooh, looky. Just scrub it right over everything. Look at that. And then when that dries, it's gonna be shiny. Oh, I love cleanup. Cleanup is so fun. And see, picking it up and moving the stencil right on top, it makes these little fun little messes. And it just adds more texture and fun. And we can see some of that red from when the color was still there. So that's going to be a fun card to make. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of this lunar paste off. Janine, how are you doing? Thanks for popping in today. Appreciate it. Caramel, kitty, you're being bad girl. And don't knock that over. She is... she is squeezing herself under shelving and stuff that has absolutely nothing on it. She's being a weirdo. Okay, there's that. All nice and clean. Check our palette knife. Very easy. Just squirt, squirt. Miss Shannon is doing okay. Fabulous. Oops, a little bit of that. And we are good for that. Okay. So now we get to color. And you can use crayons. You can use anything you want to color with. Absolutely. Just pull out all your goodies and have some fun. And I think I'm going to do a little gray bunny, a grayish brown bunny. Maybe. What kind of gray is this? Well, that's a lovely gray. That's a blackish. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pick a side, left or right, to do darker, and then the other side will be lighter, and I am going to do the right side a little bit lighter, like the sun might be coming in over there. So I'm just going to do some light on there. Kim in Alaska, how are you doing? And then on the left side, I'm going to do darker. Just like you would with markers. You know, I like to get that colored in. And then we got a shadow under a chin. And a shadow at the base of the ears. So even though we're light on this side, we're also going to cast a shadow a little bit. And then we're going to fill it in with the rest, our middle tone. Ooh, Pam's going to make some pudding. Sounds wonderful. Now, I'm using my Prisma color pencils today, which are a very soft pencil. They don't need a lot of work to get the color down. And if I go over it a few times, it's going to fill in the little white spaces really nicely. It's going to blend the colors really nicely. So here I am going back with that light right over there. And I'm going to go in with just a little bit of the dark, just to shade that up. And you guys are like, yeah, so I can't even see. There we go. And you don't want to sweep with your hands, especially if you have hot hands, because this is like a waxy based pencil, and if you smush it, it will get all yucky all over, okay? And you can actually smear the color. Just like markers, I like to go in swirly motions and follow the arc of the shape. So this little rabbit ear kind of bends, so I'm doing a little arc shaping right there. Get a little bit of shadow down here. Go in and fill that in just a little bit better. Kim in Alaska loves pudding that has been sitting in the fridge. Oh yeah, cold pudding. Tasty, tasty stuff. Now I'm going to do my little swirlies on this dark area just to fill that in. Again, get that right up into the line so I don't have that white void. And you don't have to push hard with Prismas. If you just go over it a couple of times, it'll fill in and be really beautiful and whatnot. Lots of techniques, lots of variations, no right or wrong way to do it. If I tell you, hey, this is, you know, I'm doing it this way, I'm doing it that way, that's just my preference. Okay, it's not a rule or anything, it's just my preference. I think I'll do his little tummy all white though. Well, not white, but the lighter shade. Which means it'll have a little bit of shadow right across the top. So I'm doing very lightly. Just get that in there. And I like to do little swirlies when I color. I feel that it doesn't create those harsh lines if we can do it that way. Plus it just seems natural to do little swirlies. Little swirlies. Caramel, you're being a bad kitty cat. I need this to darken up. So I'm going to go back in where I already put down a little bit of shadow and just go over it again. You can see my pencils kind of get a little crumb on it. No biggie. Just like so. Go a little bit on the right side. Or left side, sorry. Shadowing on the left side. A little bit of shadow there. A little bit of shadow there. Just a little bit. Kind of soften that line. If you make a mark that you don't like, just soften it up by going over it very gently. Yes, the skunk and the rabbit are both Crescent Creation critters. The skunk is from Stinking Cute, and the little bunny is from the Easter set. The bow is also from the Easter set, so it comes in handy. And then we just free ranged a box for them to sit on. And then the other thing with your critter, okay, I could put him even closer to this edge, but you don't want his feet over any of the lines, because then it will look like he's falling off the box and he's not actually sitting on the box. Yep, they're both digital. Oops. So yeah, pull this out real quick for you guys. So this is our Easter set, and that's the one I'm using right there. And that's the little bow. I just made it bigger. And then on this one is this little skunk that we used. So those two and the bow. But yeah, lots of little critters. You know, we could even use this skunk like it's talking in this ear too. So we could change the side. Or you could do this skunk and do a mirror flip and have it talking to the other ear. Yes, super cute digital files. And I'm excited because it's a new month, which means there's going to be new ones coming soon, hopefully. Just coming in here and softening up this side. I should have put a little bit of highlight in there, but I forgot. That's alright. We're just going to go add a little bit there. And we're going to go back to this one. Actually, no, I need to make this darker. Oh, found a Rice Krispie treat. And if you don't have Prismas, you can pull out your Crayola pencils, whatever brand that you have, and just do basically the similar steps. Crayola, you might have to build up the color a little bit more, although I don't usually have too much trouble with my Crayolas. Today I am gonna go over it a little bit more just to get the white spaces out, so these guys look a little bit smoother. And to do that, we just go over it again. So like his face is kind of smushy, you know, it's got some, just like a alcohol marker, you get a light area, you just go over it again. And I'm not pushing too terribly hard. I don't need to. You push too hard and it makes too many crumbs. And the crumbs, you know, there's too many chances for them to smudge out and be all weird. So we're just gonna go like so. Nice little swirlies. If you need to darken anything, you can just go over it again. I think that might have been too light there. We just go over that. No biggie. Just like so. Get our little light color. Yeah, we don't like crumbs. Nope, not unless it's a crumb cake, right? Ha ha. And just like alcohol markers, you can soften those lines. You can just blend those. Some pencils is a little bit harder to soften those lines, just like alcohol markers. But if you take your time and do a slow build-up, you'll be able to do a lot of blending and really grow with your coloring. But I think it needs to be just darker under that ear and that little section there, just like so. And maybe a little darker under the chin. Make that a little bit darker. There we go. There we go. Nice looking rabbit. Now, if you do like I do, and you color there, and then you are like, oh man, I should have started over here, you can just take a piece of paper, piece of tissue, anything, and just set it over your work. Because if you have hot hands and you're like resting, and then you can pick up the color and transfer it around. And nope, I do not use Gamsol because I have watercolor pencils. I have the ink tints, and I honestly like the texture and the quality of a colored pencil just the way it is. Yeah, when you start adding Gamsol, you're really manipulating the pencil to make it more watery looking. And yeah, I just use my watercolors and stuff for that. Okay, so we used these 3 colors for my rabbit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them there so I don't accidentally pick them again for my skunk. Because I want to use different pencils. There's black. This is a cool gray, so oh, that one's close to the black. So let's build up the black and then build up our cool gray. Yeah, there's not enough difference for me. I mean, it is a good difference, but not enough. Well, that's a nice brownishy gray. It's a warm gray. Yeah, okay. So we're going to use that one, and we're going to do very light highlights, just like so. But I do need to sharpen my pencil, so let me grab my sharpener. Dawn, hello lovely lady, how are ya? So for colored pencils, I didn't know this till recently, but they say that if you turn the sharpener around the pencil, you're gonna put less stress on the pencil. all pencils can break on the inside. And that's when you have a lot of breakage when you're coloring and you get frustrated because you're coloring and then the little tip pops out. You know, that's called a break when you pull on it and the tip just pops out. If you drop them, throw them around, you can break them on the inside. Carmi, little Carmelita, what are you doing, Missy? Hey, yeah, you're not supposed to be on the table. Come on, down, down. Little stinker. Okay, so we're going to dust that off. And then we're going to do the same we did here. We put the lights on the left and the darks on the right. And I always have troubles. I think we're going to do a light-bellied skunk, just like before. So I'm going to go ahead and color this belly all in with my light color. Get that nice and colored. Okay, and then a little bit of light color on these points that are sticking out. And then we're going to do a very, very light coloring on his hair. Right here, his little white mohawk. Because a very little bit of color will help the white look whiter. And then, let's see, this is the tail, so this part is also going to be super white. So I'm just going to add a teeny touch of gray in there, more so at the base, in there. Prisma are famous for breaking. Yes, because they're super soft. However, the best way to save from breakage, okay, honestly, if I was doing my own coloring, not being recorded or anything, I would take the time and sharpen these with a knife. Because the stress you put on them is way minimal. Because you just hold them very gently and then just scrape away the stuff. That is ultimately one of the best ways to color, is to do knife sharpening. Best way to color? No, the best way to sharpen is with a little knife. A very sharp knife though, because you don't want to accidentally cut yourself. Gonna add a little bit mixing of the colors right here, because we're gonna have a lot of that dark coming in. Just want to add some texture to our little critter, just like so. And then it's kind of reverse, you know, because we're going to have such a dark color, we're going to lighten up the tips and stuff. Instead of darkening the base, we're going to lighten up the tips. Oh my goodness, my cat. She is terrorizing everything. She's not allowed up here. My stinking dog. Let her in. And it's bad enough my room is a mess, but now I've got to go and pick up everything she's knocking down. What a little stinker. Oh my goodness. Hold on one second. I need to text a child. There we go. We'll get that. Hopefully the kids will come get her. Janine says I have been coloring. I haven't colored in forever, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's relaxing. I don't know what I'm doing either. I just do what I always do. It's kind of a method. Yep. Exploring the unknown. Man, she has crept behind all sorts of stuff and is pushing stuff off the shelf, and I'm just like, this is not the time for that. 'Tis not the time for that. So again, a very slow build up so I don't get a lot of crumbs. And then just kind of move it out, just like coloring with alcohol markers. Thank you. There we go. And then I'm going to pull back in our mid and kind of merge those two. Or no, that's the light one. I fib. I'm bringing in my light one. Kind of merge all of that. And then our mid. So fabulous. Yeah, Kitty wants to play. She wants to drive me bananas. Okay, so we're going to do highlight on the outside. Add some mid-tone. And then darken up everything else. Yeah, I really like coloring, even basic coloring. So this is a little bit more detailed coloring. Your basic coloring would be to do like one, maybe two colors. And then no blending, no smooshing, just, you know, color your skunk black, color the rabbit gray, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with coloring like that. I do that quite often just to color, just to do something with my hands. Okay. But yeah, absolutely, there's no rules, no wrong or right way to color. Go in and add our mid-tone around here, I forgot. And then we're going to add our light color just there, and a little bit there. Yep. Outline coloring, you know, that's been around forever. I used to do that. Well, I still do that. I like to do that with Crayola crayons. Outline a nice, rich, dark area and then fill it in. I don't know. There's just something about coloring like that. It's it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, absolutely. We may have to do some outline coloring on my channel. Because it's a fun way to color. Well, gotta pull out those crayons. You guys buy all the goodies. You just gotta use all the goodies. Yep, just buy them and use them, my friends. I wanted to add a little bit of difference between the tail and the bottom, so I'm just adding a little bit of light color, but I am going to go over the whole thing with the dark color, and it will just change the color of the dark in that area. Yes, it is amazing how much stuff we buy and then don't use. Absolutely. Digital stamps are fun though because they don't take actual space up in your room. They just take up space on your computer. Oh, yeah. So you can buy a lot of digitals and you won't even see them hogging up the space. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I can totally see the lighter color that developed right there. And I'm just gonna smoosh it in and cover in those little white specks. Again, I'm not coloring very hard. I'm just adding that color in. Looking good. I do want that darker. I do like that about digital files. You can yep, absolutely, Kim. Absolutely. Look at that. Woohoo! Fabulous little skunkin'. And he looking so cute. Fun thing about pencils is you can go as light or as dark as you want. And it will look fabulous. Lunch is almost over. Have a great day, Kim. Thanks for popping in during your lunch. I really do appreciate it. Yep, saving your digitals to a thumb drive, absolutely. I have a lot of space on my computer, and so I save my photos and stuff to Google Photos, so I can save my digitals right to my hard drive. But I also save a copy on my Adobe Illustrator cloud. I pay for that though, just in case my computer ever crashes, I won't lose all my digitals. But yeah, thumb drives are really good. Cloud storage, all the things, you know, to keep your files safe. Look at that. And I think I'm going to do his ear just a little bit lighter than everything else. And then, of course, we need the little black eye. Color that in. Ta-da! 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 Look at those cuties. So we've used 6 colors. 3 for the rabbit, 3 for the skunk. Skunk. And let's do a typical... Let's do a little peachy nose on our rabbit. I kind of forgot that part. We're going to do the same in the ear. And they're not very big spaces, so I don't have to do a little dark or anything. Just get those little bits done. And then we're going to do, let me Actually, I'm going to look at my sequins and stuff real quick. Red, pink, purple, and we did pink and purple. Yeah, okay, we're going to do... Okay, so our card base is some pinks and some purples, and we have some pinks and some purples in our seed beads and our clay bits and some gold. So yeah, we're gonna do a nice beautiful red package. So we're gonna do that one and that one. And maybe this one. We'll do... I don't really like that one with those. There we go. We're going to do our bow. We're going to do our bow and ribbon with this. Ooh, Janine is getting an Instapot. How lovely. And of course, nope, that'll be all right. I'm gonna add a lighter color on this side. Should have did it there. We're gonna add it there, and we're gonna add it there, and then we're gonna add it there, and then a little bit there, a little bit there, and we're gonna add our dark. Some dark in there, and we'll add some dark under there, and some dark under there. And what we did here is we darkened here, and then I just brought out a couple of lines, like little fold lines. Okay. We're going to go back in and just put our main color over. Get this sharpened up a little bit. Aw. Well, there's that. Okay, hold on. I had a breakage. I don't know how far down the breakage goes, so I just sharpened it with my little bitty pocket knife. Should have done it over the garbage can, but who thinks of that? Okay. Dusted off. Okay. Let's try that again. Where was I? There we go. Stir fry, nummy nummy. We had ham for dinner last night, so I'm not sure if we're having fried rice with ham or something else with our ham, our leftover ham. Do love a good fried rice with ham. Let me tell you, that's tasty. Although the best fried rice I ever had was in Seattle, this little Asian style restaurant tucked away on the main I can't remember what road it was, but they had some of the best fried rice. It was like a sweet yellowy orangish color, and they would put shrimp and beef and chicken. If you if you paid for the upgrade, you could get all three in the one dish. Ugh, so yummy, so yummy. Okay, now see there, gave our little bow some highlights. Okay, and we're gonna do, yep, dark on, no, that's not my dark. Come on, Elizabeth, let's stick with the program. We're gonna do dark on the left side. And underneath anything, like so. Ta-da! And then on the bottom. Yeah, thank you. Okay, is this my... Let's do a little highlight color on that side. Across there. Nope, this was a different red, I think. I'm just checking because I wasn't sure if I was using that red or this red, so I should remember because I just knife sharpened it. Actually, I should color this a little bit darker because that bow is sitting on quite a bit of this. Just darken all that up. Just darken it up. Package is looking pretty cute. If you're in a hurry and you're doing like 10, 15 of these, just straight color them. You know, don't add any highlights or lowlights or anything, because you can do that very, very quickly at the end with a Sharpie, a black Sharpie, and then a a white gel pen. Okay, you can go right in and add the highlights and lowlights really easily with just a little mark. And so even your flat coloring, and flat coloring, I mean just one color, no shading, no mixing, no blending, just straight up flat color it. I don't know if that's a term, but that's what popped into my head. Okay. So like here where I made these, I can go in with a gel pen and quickly just add those highlights. Okay. I don't have to do that with the pencil. Okay. Now we're going to cut this out, this out. We're going to cut this out and this out. Cut, 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 cut. So I just need to color my box, which maybe that will be okay for this color. Yeah. We're going to do red on red. So we just need to go in here and do this. Oops. And you can even just color like this, you know. You don't have to go back in and try and get all of those marks out. Absolutely not. It's preference. See how quick that was to fill in? And just even it out. So if you were low on colors, you would do that. And then just go over it again under the parts that need extra shady. And then kind of blend that out just a little. And so you can do total single coloring, single pencil. Okay. But I'm just laying down the baseline really quick, so I remember where I need to color. Now this is a box. It's a straight side, so I don't have to color in little swirlies. I can just straight back and forth. Okay, now I'm going to take the same dark red that I used earlier, and we're going to do under... that built up really nice and good. That's not the dark one. Yeah, it is. That is the dark one. Get really dark under there. Get really dark under there. Here we go. Look at that. Looking good. And then dark under this part. See all those crumbs? Because I was pushing extra hard to make sure that I got nice and dark. And then we're just going to blend that out and fill in the rest. Easy peasy. Woo-hoo-hoo, look at that. Fabulous, fabulous. Now I'm not doing any highlights on the package itself because we have the critters on it. Or maybe it's not a shiny package, so we don't have to. Ta-da! Looky, looky! Woo-hoo-hoo! Aren't they so cute? And we're gonna cut those out, but we're gonna, before I do that, I just need to do some measuring real quick. Nothing drastic. I need to make sure that I have at least 1/8 inch for my tape. Because remember, we're going to cut this out, but if I cut it out right to my line, I'm not going to have anything for my sticky tape to stick to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and I'm going to do 1/4. Oh, I don't even know what that is. That's the wrong side. Okay, so we're going to, let's look at the bottom here. So here's 1 inch. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1/8. Yep, and then we're gonna go here and we're gonna go 1/8, and that should be enough room for my tape, because I do have 1/8 inch tape, so that's kind of cutting it close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and erase those 2 little dots. And I'm going to go just over 1/8. Just over. Like right there. 1/8 plus 2 lines. So I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to do 1/8 plus 2 lines. Now I've got my line drawn, or my 2 dots. Two dots is all you need to make a straight line. So you line up your dots, and you can draw your straight line. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going 1/8 plus 2 lines. 1/8 plus 2 lines, and then I'm going to connect those 2 little dots. And what I like to do is I like to put my pencil at one and then go check it at the other. Okay, and then we're going to eyeball it here. Okay, because this, I've got all of that area I can put tape on, so I'm not worried about that. And then we're going to do, because you know we're real people, I'm going to do that. And it's just a little bit skinnier. Okay, because we have such a straight box. I don't want to like try and fussy cut that and make it all wonky. We don't want no wonky. Okay, pencil, vacate. I'm going to lift you guys up so I have some chopping room. Okay, so we're just going to eyeball right here. And then I'm just going to cut a decent size border around everything so it just kind of matches. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and the only reason I made my box more perfect is so I have plenty of room for that tape. If you don't have room for your tape, it's not gonna be it's not gonna stick, and it's gonna be not good for your little shaker bits. I actually think I'm going to go in more for these ears. Woohoo! Here we go. Got those ears. Come down here. And the hardest part is not this. Okay, the hard part is going to be the Exacto knife. And it's not hard because, you know, it's hard to cut paper with an Exacto knife. It's just going to be a little hard to try and keep a straight line. Just a little bit. And then see, I'm just following my pencil line. There we go. You could, of course, put this in your paper trimmer and trim that line nice and fabulous. And all I'm going to do is take my card base, make sure everybody fits. And the little tail sticks off just a little bit. So let me trim just a little bit more. We're going to get our little trimmer because I just need it a hair's. Got it a hair, not a rabbit's hair, but a hair. Just a hair. Get it? There we go. And there, I can even cut off my pencil line. There we go. And that'll be perfect, because then it's just a teeny tiny bit hanging off the card, and that's not even our card base, but it'll work. Yes, you can use your metal ruler with an Exacto knife. Absolutely, and we're going to do that for you guys right here. Okay. I am going to grab my Exacto knife that I forgot to pull out and have handy. Okay. So they're not too terribly expensive. They will last you forever, but Exacto, all sorts of brands have metal rulers. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is just get your ruler where you want it. And I'm going on the inside of my line. And I'm just going to poke and pull. Just like so. But I'm not going to go straight to the line. I'm just going to leave it a teeny tiny bit. Okay. And of course mine did not go through. So I'm going to go right to the back here. And there. And that's the hardest part, you guys. Making a straight line. It's not very hard. I know, I had to psych you guys out, right? And I need to replace this. Mine is dull. How do you know when your Exacto knife is dull? When you do what I just did and it didn't cut through. Okay. Paper is pretty easy to cut, so if it's not cutting through like that, okay, I like to flip it over to the back side and find the line and drag it through. That's with a dull knife. If it was sharp, it would have cut through the first time around. So now I'm going to meet my corners. I'm going to stab there. I'm going to stab there. Make sure my corner pops out. Perfect. So fabulous. So fabulous. Turn it so that you are starting at the top and dragging to you, okay? See, a very thin line. Start at the top. Push. Drag it to you. Stop before you get to the line. I'm going to come up here and do this little section. Okay. Going to start. Drag it to me. Start. Drag it to me. Oh, that's not right. Yep. Okay. we're trying to keep it at an hour, but if we go over, and if you guys don't mind, we'll just finish up. But I will try to be a little bit quicker, and remember that next time I might start my coloring before I log in. So did I get all? Nope, I didn't get all of my straight lines. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot how time-consuming fun coloring can be. Oops. Just cut into my ruler a little bit. But that's okay. It's metal. It's not going to hurt it. It will dull my blade, though. Put it into paper. There we go. Yeah, she does like them to be just an hour, because viewers lose interest after so long. But my little project, just a little longer than I thought. Just a little longer than I thought. I think like next time I'll do some of the coloring and then leave just a little bit of coloring. Because if I did all the coloring, this would be like a super short video. And I wouldn't get to hang out with you. So yeah. If you guys have magic mats, you can use those instead of a cutting mat. Same thing. But I bought this at the Dollar Tree before I bought my magic mat, so. Okay, so now all I gotta do is connect points that are not on like a perfect straight line. Actually gonna extend this one just a hair. So I'm gonna just shoot down. Again, I'm gonna turn it. Now this one, I'm gonna kind of put a little arch in, just like so. First little window, start and pull it to me to connect the lines. And cutting with an Exacto knife is just like cutting with scissors. You're going to have some hits and misses. You're going to get a little bit closer in some areas. It's the nature of things. Even if you had a die cut, you might off-center it a little bit when you go to throw it through the die cutting machine. You don't toss those out. So don't worry if you're like wide on one side and skinny on the other. You know, it happens. But look at that. Isn't that looking great? All right. Woohoo! Look, oops. And if you want, you can like take out big areas like this. Just do the same thing. Pull it toward you. Just kind of take that out so it, I mean, if we're taking the time to cut everything else, might as well pop that one little centerpiece out. Okay, stinking cute skunk and an Easter rabbit. Two cute little sets, our own little creation of a box. And we have this, which we're going to flip over. And we're going to first attach our little plastic window so our little shaker bits don't escape from the front. Okay. And what I'm going to do is grab my big old scissors. Okay, just like so. Goes that way. I can scoot that a little bit. Okay. There we go. So my little cute little box. Very little waste. No cost because this was free. Okay. Now I'm going to get my different, I've got tapes at different widths. I'm going to grab the skinny one and go around the two edges that are the skinniest with it. This part, the tape doesn't have to overlap and touch and be precise, okay? That's for the foam tape. So we just need enough to get the plastic to stick to it. So we're going to do this way. Okay. So we got those. And then I can get my bigger score tape, my cheap dollar store stuff. And then we're just going to put that there. Pop that off. Put that there. Pop that off. And then one for good measures, we're just going to put one right down the center, just like that, okay? Okay. So with everybody peeled, we're going to remember how we had this. Oops, 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 oops. Okay. When I went to place this, the corner was not covered. And we definitely want to cover this little corner right there. We don't want any shaker little bits getting out. Nope. Too high up. Too low. There we go. Okay, so I just missed that just a little bit. But that's okay. What I'm going to do is just trim it so we can't see it through the front. Just like so. Yeah, look at that. We have our nice little window in there. Now this next part is where we want to make sure all of our foam is going to cover this window. Okay, so I'm going to take my skinny foam down the sides. And I'm going to go up as high as I possibly can. And then I'm just going to go right to the edge, like so. Make sure I don't cross over my window. We don't really want to see it sticking out. Okay, and then another skinny piece right here. I'm going to put it right up to that other piece. Cram it in there, because we don't want anybody escaping from that corner. Okay. And then we're going to cut that off. Scooch that over just like so. And that should be good. We're going to grab our next size up, because I like to use different sizes to fill in stuff much quicker. Okay. I'm just going to cut that little straight across, because I need this end to butt up to that little piece right there. And if I have to trim it off the page, I will. Okay, we're gonna get that right up next to there. Okay, so we want that corner, okay, on the inside. You know, if they're all weird and stuff on the outside, that's fine. It's this corner here on the inside. We don't want anybody escaping. And so I've got a little bit of hangover. So I'm going to get those scissors that I use for my glue and then just trim them up. Okay. And I bent my scissors back so it's really close to the edge. I'm going to have good adhesion. It's going to be beautiful. I am going to put a line down here. Okay, I'm going to put this right up to that one, right up to that one. And here's my last piece where these two are connecting. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just enough. Okay, see, they overlap a teeny bit. I would rather have that and then kind of squish them together. So then we get that perfect line. I'm going to have a perfect line there. And the reason I'm creating these wells on the inside is because I want to make sure I get shaker bits up at the top. And so what I'm going to do, that's a little crooked, so I'm just going to straighten that up. I'm going to make sure this is close to the edge without going over. So when my shaker bits sit right there, you'll be able to see them. So again, we're going to just cut this, rather go over than be under, and then just cram it in there. And then I'm going to cram this one right in there, just like so. Because when you hold the shaker straight up and down, see, like that one, just cram that in there. When you hold your shaker straight up and down, all the bits are going to sit here. So they would all be here and I would have nothing there. So that's why I put these little wells there. I've got the place I can hide the tape. And now the fun part, wah, wah, wah. So I'm going to take a little bit of pink. This one is Tulip by Crescent Creation. They're lovely embellishments. On Wednesdays, Embellish Wednesday, they do select few embellishments that they put 40% off. So you don't have to do anything. You just go in. You know what? That's actually kind of tall. I don't know if those will slide around. Okay, I'm kind of worried that they're not going to slide around if I put another piece on there. Well, they should be fine. They should be fine. There we go. Put those back. It should be fine. Want to make sure you got enough foam so they have room to move around. So we've got a little bit of the tulip. Again, sorry. Wednesdays, Embellish Wednesdays. 40% off select embellishments. Too many on that side. Let's share the wealth, guys. Let's share the wealth. Put a couple over there. And all you gotta do is add them to your cart. They're already discounted, so you can see exactly what you're paying for before it goes into your cart. It's kind of nice. I'm only going to do a couple of the red because it is a very strong color. This one here, it's an orangey red. It's called Red Torch, but you can see how it just pops out. And the purple was Wild Indigo. And then maybe this is a gift for somebody that, you know, we're giving them an Easter card or something. So I'm just going to put a couple of hearts in there. Maybe a little letter. So we'll give a little letter. Not that one. That one looks a little weird. We'll pick another one because we're not doing a ton. And we're going to do a couple of the love. And I love this because you can buy several mixes and then mix them together. And they're going to last you even longer. Like, literally, I only pulled 4 out of there. Okay. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of a sequin. Now, this is just something in my stash. No, I won't because I can't open it. I could have sworn these were the open ones. Okay. This one's open. We're only going to do a couple of sequins because they're kind of big. Just a couple. There we go. And see at the top, I'm just having those little guys in there. I don't need a ton of stuff up there. So those are all added. Gonna get that out of the way because I almost forgot. I need to get some foam tape on the top so our guys can, you know, not be all weird when we put it down. Don't need a ton. That's a nice thing about foam tape. Don't need a ton. Just when you're boxing something in, you want to make sure those corners are nice and tidy. Okay. We'll get our little card base. See, while we were doing all that coloring, that lunar paste is nice and dry. Okay. And then we're going to make sure that's going to fit there. Filled with love and well wishes, absolutely. Yeah, Dawn says, that's what I need. I need more skinny, or she needs more tape. She doesn't have any skinny tape. Yeah, they come in all sorts of widths. And I like having the variety because instead of trying to cut a piece in half, which you totally could do, okay, you could take this 1/4 inch and while it's still, you could get maybe some parchment, stick it down to some parchment, and then cut up the middle and make 2 skinny pieces. Absolutely. But I don't like doing that. I'm lazy. Ooh, lunar paste was on sale in the shop. Oh no. Was that Crescent Creation? Has it on sale? I haven't been in there shopping yet. I'm like, really bad. I need to go see all the new goodies. And Crescent Creation, they do sell lots of goodies, not just their embellishments and their cute little digis. They also sell other companies like Sunny Studio and Pink Fresh, and they're bringing in more Simon Hurley goodies. Okay, so we know that the tail peeks off just a teeny tiny bit, so oops, but we don't want that ear to pop off, so we're gonna get right there. Looks good to me. Oxides. Okay, here we go. And if I miss any questions, I do apologize. But I think I got everything. Look it! Oops, that one's on top of a sequin. Come on. Oh. Well, that little letter is always going to be right there for them because it's a little stuck. And you can fill these as full or as little as you want. There's that little letter. But see, now when I hold it straight up and down, okay, I can see a little bit of sequins just hanging out right there. And then those little lunar dots poking through, and they're still so shiny. Look it! Oh my goodness, but that's really bugging me. Do as I say, not as I do. When you're filling your wells, take a moment, go in and move the little bitties. Make sure they're not stacked on each other so that when you lay your card down, you can take care of that. I am going to snip this little part of his tail. Well, not really his tail, but just the, we're gonna kind of round that out. There we go. Because it's going to fit really tightly into the envelope, so we don't want that. But look it. See? A little bit goes a long way. And I've done quite a few shakers with the Crescent Creation goodies. And it hardly looks like I've used anything. You know, I've used quite a bit of these in different projects. This one here, I made my own mix. I took a little bit of everything and tossed it in there. Haven't found the right shaker to use it yet, but I will. And we'll use that up and it'll be gorgeous. But look it. But here on the back of the card, okay, there it got smooshed on some of the colored pencil. Okay, if that happens, you can just erase it the best you can. And then tell your friends, look, I made this. And they're like, oh, well, there's some stuff on the back. You can tell them. Okay, you can tell them I said so. Boo-boos are free. You don't pay extra for that. That's free for you. But there you have it. Look at how cute. It's just shakety shaky. And I like that we can see. Now, if you don't want the background to show through, all you got to do is when you make your box, okay, and you put down the tape for this, just put another backer behind it. Yes, and because this one is so generic. We have hearts, they say love. You love somebody all year round. It doesn't have to be Valentine's. There's a little letter, a little bit of red, and a little bit of purple. Maybe the person you send it to likes the purples and the reds. Maybe it's a birthday. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas. Happy Easter. Okay, that's what's great about a simple design like that. All right. Woohoo! I hope you guys enjoyed, and I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me for an hour and a half while we got this little cuteness all done up. Ugh, I'm just in love with it. Can't wait to take some pictures of it and post them on Instagram for you guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you next Thursday right here, right back on the YouTube channel, okay? We'll change that up just a little bit. I will be here Thursdays, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube for Crescent Creation. Stop by the shop. Their links are in the description down below, and tell them I sent ya. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great night. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for popping in.